And we're back. This is Dwarf Fortress, and we're working on Daggertruss. Now, there was a slight hiccup with Daggertruss in that I've recorded episode 3 and 4, and each time it decided not to record the screen. So that unfortunately means it's not really great YouTube content. What I will do is pick up with this episode, call it episode 3, and we'll just introduce a bit of a time skip. So if there's anything I talk about that at some point someone would like more detail on, feel free to just leave a comment, say, hey, could you explain this? Could you talk about this? What happened in whatever situation? And I will provide whatever information I can. But uh, I'm not going to talk about everything again, as I did a lot of talking as I clicked through things. I'll just give quick overviews as I'm working on things. We have the textiles that I believe I talked about before, and they're running. Everyone has a new robe, and there are stocks available. Nothing else has really been queued up yet, but eventually there will be things. Oh, look, they're wearing the water buffalo earring and bracelet. Very cool. We have lignite being smelted and turned into coke as fast as it can, as well as tetrahedrite being converted into copper and silver. Silver will be used to make maces and increase the value of rooms. The copper will be used to make bolts, maybe some crossbows, who knows, down the line. You can see I'm bringing the tetrahedrite here so it can be processed. I'm bringing the slate here. We are making that into blocks. The reason we are making slate blocks is this. This will eventually be a cistern, I believe it's called, filled with water that can be used throughout the fort. And while digging down, I found some materials I wanted to collect. And since it will be water adjacent very soon, I went through and dug that out and replaced it with slate blocks. So we have slate blocks being produced automatically. This will be the bottom of the cistern, and we're trying to pull the slate and the tetrahedrite out of there, which is the main reason that both of these things have stockpiles up in the big section of the fort. We have some access around the outside of it so that we can continue to collect the materials that we dug up. More tetrahedrite, more lignite is available, as well as some gem clusters we're not worried about right now. We'll be worried about all that later. We have this large section, which will eventually be used for grazing animals. Can't be used for that yet. We've got the farming section. It's been automated fairly well right now. Not a whole lot we have to do, especially as we don't have animals which regularly produce milk or wool. So not a whole lot to do there. Still only the two dogs. There was a weasel that we caught in a cage, managed to dispose of the weasel, and we now have a skull that's sitting there right now to remind me that I have to find a automation for the totems for skulls. Don't need to do it right away. I like to have some skulls laying around, some bones, some other stuff for strange moods. So those can sit there. The rock salt is up here because it was all sitting in the bottom of the cistern. I needed it moved out. We built the wall around our entry area right now after we tore out all the good material. Didn't do anything too much with the living areas. We need to build them, obviously, some places to store their clothes. Started pulling willow logs down here so that I can see how much willow logs actually are available. We mined out a bunch of the valuable bits from the trap hallway. Did that up here as well. Still need to rebuild it once all the blocks are done being made. And then start filling it with the traps. We put the bridges in place. They look like they're still being built, and they have yet to be linked to these mechanisms. They have to be built first, and then they will be. And yeah, at some point we will be building the wall up around the dining hall slash tavern that this is. If we look here, we can see that there's a meeting hall. It is citizens only. It's a tavern and goblets. We also have overlapping the dining hall. We've got a lot of mugs here, so they shouldn't be drinking without mugs. We have sewer brew and all sorts of other drinks here for them to choose from. And we have prepared dishes for them to eat right here. These are all pulling from this central stockpile. So as it gets more beer and wine, it'll get transferred down to the dining hall. Same with prepared meals. So we should be in good shape right now. What is this? Prickleberry seeds. Well, I'm not growing prickleberries, so don't need their seeds. So that's where we are right now. We can check and see our stocks. We should have a bunch of copper bars, 64, that's very good. We have some silver because of the tetrahedrite we've been smelting. We have probably a lot of coke because I just have it doing lignite as fast as it can. We may have some blocks, slate blocks. It says we have 116. I think, yeah, it's counting the ones that are already put in place. So if we go here to even construct a wall here and slate blocks, we only have 36, which actually is enough for me to do some of this work. So I need to put these in place, start rebuilding the trap hall. The dwarves, I can start running time, let the dwarves catch up and go about their day. I think of the activities that were missed, the first trade caravan came, bought a bunch of stuff. We got our dwarves up to 14 with the second and final guaranteed wave of migrants. And I can't think of anything else that happened that was that terribly interesting from a new to the fort perspective. Just more of taking care of little tasks that have to be done, such as replacing the walls that I ripped out. To get at the good material, of course, not arbitrarily. Slate blocks, and that should mostly fix the trap hallway. We might have enough to even build the stairs up. Let's not get crazy though. That's 3 out of the 7, another 3 out of the 4, so I've got 1. Let's stick that here. And they'll continue making slate blocks. and placing them. What is he doing? Socializing. There's no one in there. Okay, well, the planter is just going crazy. That's fine. Look, all these seeds for things we don't care about. We've got more pigtail seeds, so they'll be ready to plant the pigtails as soon as they can. Why don't we see if we can get them working on making cheese and oh, I think the cheese was actually automated. It's milking the animal, shearing the animal. These things have to be done. Yeah, everything else should be automated. So we got lots of Coke. That's always good. Can't shear, can't milk. All right. Well, not much can happen then. There's a bunch of slate that we need picked up, so I don't want to give them too much work. Anyone looking for work can start hauling stuff. If we look at the labors menu, we can see there's walls. Yeah, there's plenty of work already for them. Next should probably be planning how we're going to actually use the water once we have it. Hmm. Had not thought that far ahead. Of course not. I could start making military squads, but while I need the workforce, it doesn't make sense to get them training. So I'd rather not do that. This is really looking nice, all replaced. Oh, and they did most of this as well. Well, everything I could tell them to do at least. There's a little bit here that needs to be complete, but there's no shale blocks actually used to complete that. Why not? Isn't that automated? Where am I looking? Over here. Yeah. High priority. Get on it. And really, the fortress should be able to mostly coast at this point. Stocks. Let me do the search first. Cloth. So we got silk cloth, we got rope reed, pigtail, 26, that's good. Could use some wool. It would be nice if we had, oh, we might have some wool. Whoa, whoa, wool. We don't. Yeah, we're gonna need that in case there's a odd, strange mood that requires wool. Cutting gems. That. So we're in pretty good shape. We can request a couple more things. I hate to do it because it's going to slow down the block production, but we do need some rock coffers and also some rock cabinets. Cabinets. It would be great if they were all made out of shale because that's what I like making things out of. Shale. And we have 20 bedrooms, so let's make 20 of each. And that will pop up here and keep them busy. Okay. I don't think we have enough steel to start making weapons or armor yet. Could do more digging tasks. Don't really want to. See, once we get so far, resume construction. Can finally resume that construction. It kept getting upset because it didn't have a place to put this limonite chunk. Now you can throw it on there and it's fine, relatively speaking. Um, Once you get so far, you're really waiting on manpower. And I'm at the point that I am waiting on manpower. Dwarf power, I guess, in this case. So, oh, look, everyone's getting to dance or whatever, socialize if they want, because there's some downtime. I don't know why they wouldn't be moving stuff, though. Let's get them moving some of the metal ores. I need to clear these metal ores out of this area. I mean, I'd like to clear everything out of this area, but let's start with the metal ores. I make that coke important. I think it's important. Shell blocks are important. Should be doing that. I think once he does it, it comes down here, or it'll get retasked. Oh, it did keep it. Kept the importance. Well, when we get the cabinet up here, I'll click it, important. If I clicked it right now, it would jump to the top and bump the coffer. And there's no reason for that. I'll just wait till he starts working on it, tell him it's important, and it'll cycle through. I believe I paused the rock mechanisms because didn't need those at quite the rate that they were being produced. Might have to pick that up again to start building these cages, but I'd like to, before I do that, link lever. Okay. That seems fine. Let's link these levers up. Install both of these are fine. Let's let it save for spring. Come on. It's gotta save the whole world. It's a big world. So this part here where it's showing me which mechanisms it's going to use is part of, I believe, DF hack, because otherwise I'd have to select those all. It's kind of a pain, and I don't really care too much about what's used, just as long as it's not the masterwork, which I don't even know that I have any masterwork mechanisms. So let's just go through this. Clever. This one. Clever. No masterwork. And last one, link clever. Still no masterwork. Alright, so that should link all the levers up. Spring has arrived. Cut gems is complete. No animal to milk. That's fine, fine, fine. But I can finally slaughter this thing. It's full size. I don't feel too bad about that. and get started again. So everyone should be running about trying to gather ores to populate this stockpile. Oh, there's a bunch up here, uh, which can be useful for uh, later on, and also just general cleanup. So they might slow down here a little bit as they run to the furthest corner of creation to grab any of the metal ores, but I do want them to grab these metal ores, so it's okay. Maybe I can increase some. I can have 7. I don't know how many I have, but 7's a fine number. Actually, you can have 10. Should have 10. Let's see if I've got enough blocks to finish the wall. Shell blocks, I do. And I might have enough to build the stairs that I didn't cut in earlier. Shale block, 2 of them. Okay, that's fine. Straight ram, completed. I bet, now that I have that ram, bet I can shear them. It's not yelling at me yet. My cavity was cut down. We got a skull out of it. Well, that's something. That's all I got from the weasel. And he is able to shear the ram, and I should have stray ram wool. Excellent. For some reason, he thinks there's something else that he can shear. What else would there be? I didn't think I had anything else. Goat, maybe? Can you shear a goat? No. Finally realized can't do that. Okay. Let's make a stockpile here. And in that stockpile, we're going to do refuse. Specifically, all hair and wool. Don't love that it's all hair and wool, but that's okay. Then, I think if we come here and spin thread, we can automate this task because it has not been automated yet. And if there's anything at all that can be spun, do it. So that should keep everyone, or should keep the farmers busy. They stuck the wool over here, and then they'll bring it back and spin it. Although it looks like the plump helmets are being planted. I did not mean for them to be planted this season. That's okay. It's not too many. I mean, it's most of the field, but it's fine. They'll still work on the other tasks. So because I only said that one activity of that was necessary, and he gets done with it, it goes away, and it has to queue up another one from the manager. Not a big deal. Actually, maybe staggering this is the way to go. Because that means these will hopefully be mostly planted before they start planting the pigtail. We should have spinning thread. So every wool will make one thread. Every one thread will make one cloth automatically. So I've automated the wool to cloth. I just have to occasionally ask it to shear an animal. And there isn't a check, unfortunately, that they can do for shearing an animal. But what we can do is milk animal. We can do that and tell it to do it check daily. And we can also do a shear. And because I think there's only one thing to shear at this point, check daily, we'll do it. We'll do it daily. It'll shear and milk them as often as it can. And unless I get like over 300 things to shear or milk, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, cabinets are being built as well as coffers. So, who's messy? Let's start putting these away. Cabinet, I don't really care who gets what quality. Just need it out there. Okay, and coffers. I realize this is giving everyone more tasks of sticking furniture in rooms. Like I said, the big thing that I'm always hurting for is manpower, dwarf power. Not, nothing can be done with that right now. More carp. Excellent. I'm gonna be overrun by carp eventually. Look, they got all the metal they could. And they still didn't get this piece. It was sort of the piece I was hoping they would get first. Oh well. We got copper, we got that. They planted this field. Still early spring. We're gonna have a ton of plump helmets. I think everything's automated as much as I need. Weather's cleared. No creature. So I'll get those alerts a lot for milking no creature. Just because I didn't qualify with anything. I can't. There's nothing I can really check. They spin the thread when they have wool. And you see they've got a milk animal and shear animal up there that they'll eventually cancel. So just progressing along. There's, like I said, other than the water situation, which I'm working on slowly, pretty self-sufficient fortress at this point. Haven't automated all the textile stuff yet. Need more actual cloth to do that well. Maybe I don't. Let's see. I have make cloth socks, and I said do that if there are not 10 free socks. If we look at these socks, we can see how many were made. So if they've got these parentheses around it, this means that the dwarves came here with those items. They were not manufactured here. I have 12 pigtail socks. These were all made. Oh, these two weren't. These here came here with the dwarf. So they made 10 pigtail socks, just like I expected. The ones that are owned were not counted, so we're pretty good. I should be able to automate everything else. Let's see what other materials there are. Bags. It'd be nice to automate bags that'd fill a bunch of seeds. Um, we got trousers. We got robes. I could automate robes. I know we have some extras right now. Robes, trousers, and dresses. That should cover the majority of dwarves. The majority of the dwarves, even. Cloth, robe. Cloth robe. Let's automate this. Make it 1. If their robes are less than 5, we'll always keep 5 extra. Cloth trousers. Also, once they get bad enough, the dwarves will return them back, and I think they'll once again be counted for this. And that's unfortunate. It just means we have to trade them whenever that happens. Robe, trousers, dress. Dress covers more than a shirt, so everyone wears dresses. They don't seem to care regardless. Okay. Robe, trousers, dress. I can do gloves. Now, because gloves are made in pairs and counted in pairs, I leave that at 10, not 5. And I believe we can do cloth, hood, or cap. Which do I want? Let's do hood. I like the look of the hood more. Same amount of material, slightly better coverage. And less than 5. So the problem is they're going to make a bunch of hoods, and the dwarves are going to come and take them, and they're going to make hoods until they run out of material to actually make hoods out of. It's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we do cloth. Shapeable giant cave. Oh, pigtail cloth 26. Yeah. Hopefully, they'll get them started before they complain that they can't make any more hoods because there's no more cloth for them to make hoods with. There we go. Trousers, dress, gloves, hood. The robes make sense. There already are a bunch of robes. We should be fine. A migrant has arrived. Woo! I was not expecting another migrant. Who arrived? It had to be this guy. Her. She's got a bunny. Okay. Been rained on. That's annoying. Yes, it is. Engraver. Okay. So I'm going to give you stone cutting, engraving, and mason and stone carving. And I have a second one of those now. Excellent. And the other one is a miner. You're not a miner yet. That's fine. She She should have all the items she wants. She picked up a robe anyway. She's got dress, trousers. I don't think I queued up gloves. I said socks. I don't really want them wearing shoes. It'll get in the way of other things later, so I'll wait for their shoes to all wear off. But the socks need to keep being made, so they have something to wear around the fort to keep their feet warm. Okay, I'm so excited. I got another migraine. This is good news. I think there's enough rooms for everyone. I did not actually designate those as bedrooms yet. Done. So there. Now we've got the full 20 bedrooms for 15 dwarves. Should be more than enough. Though I don't think I've got any couples, so that's a bit unfortunate. It's nice when they're couples, they'll share a room. And let's build out furniture, the coffers as well, just so they have some place to store all their junk and they don't throw it all over the floor. Yeah, see, nice rooms for everyone. You just have to, collect all the metals. How much silver do I have now? 23 silver bars. I gotta have over 100 copper then, maybe two. 160. That's a lot of copper. I have to figure out what I'm doing with all this copper in the short term because this is just too much. What I can do is stick a stockpile right here. Okay, and what is going to go in here is finished goods. We're going to grab bracelets, crowns, earrings, figurines, footwear, handwear, headwear, large charms, legwear, rings, scepters. I can't actually see what this thing is. Okay, I want this to go away. I have no idea what this is. You're in my way. Ah, what does this do? Minimize. There we go. Toys. No. Okay. Totems are fine. Tools, quivers, no. Musicals, goblets, no. Flasks, no. Crutches, no. Codices, no. Chains, backpacks, no. Armor. No. Amulets, yes. Stone clay, sure. Metal, sure. Gems, sure. Other materials, sure. Quality, all but artifact. And again, all but artifact. So this will be my trade material. So let's come down here to gems and do cut gems. And that'll be good there. I think that's all the trade material I want right now. Yes. And this is the trade stockpile. Trade stockpile. pile with easy access to the trade hall and pulling from the Omni. Which I keep calling this the Omni. I have not named this the Omni, so it's about time to do that. So here we go. Let's see what happens since I just threw a variety of materials down here. I don't think there's any bins that have just those materials in. I could be wrong though. Ah, cut gems. Nice. An empty bin. So hopefully it'll be pulling items out of there slowly. It looks like it is. Oh, or they just replaced it. So darn if that's not a lot of stuff. That's good. A lot of trade goods. Getting ready for next year. Still have. Oh, they're doing well. This is almost cleaned out. Mid-spring. All right, one last thing I can do before calling it for the day is figure out how I'm going to handle the water situation. So I think a hospital should go over here. And with that, let's activate some of this hallway. And then we'll do some digging. Now the hospital is going to have a bunch of individual rooms. And like this. This is my plan. 2 deep hallways to the hospital. Hopefully it'll never be necessary to wall anyone in. But if it is, I'll have the ability to. And one more here. Now the problem I see is this is directly over my trap hallway, which means I can't do water right there. In order to do water, I have to come all the way over here, which is further away than I want. It's not too bad though. Could I do water right there? I could do water right there. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, no, I can't. They might be upset to lose their bedroom. Okay, can't do water right there. Where can I do water? Could do water over here. That's awfully far. It's got to be on this side of the rooms. And I'd like for it to not interfere with this, so it's over here. So it seems like it's got to be right there. I can move it over one. I can move it over a bunch. I can move it over to right here. And I want a good little well room. And that should go there. That's fine. Can I move it? I can move it over this way. One. Wrong thing. So if this is the center, that's okay. That's okay. I'll have to build around it, but it will be okay. So let me do that. Just designate the area I'm building around it. And that's fine. This area up here and that area. These I don't actually want to be dug, just marking where they are. Well, yeah, just marking where that is. And if this is the well room, I need access to it. I'm gonna give it a way through the hospital. This is silly. Let's do this instead. I can't do. Alright, if I do one room here, one room here. See, unfortunately, this is what happens when I try and plan things out too far, or not far enough. One of those things is definitely the cause of this. Too much planning or not enough planning. Alright, there's the well room. We'll give them a secondary access through here. Continue that and dig this down like that, guys. Okay, now, in order to fill this with water, I need a tunnel. So let's drive the water tunnel this way. And start it from over here. Erase that. So the problem will be that this will flood unless I do that. And water will come through the diagonal, repressurize to be at this level, flow along, and up here to fill this cistern that can be accessed by a well here. Perfect. That will be the plan. And just because I don't need, in case I want more room there eventually, I'll dig it that way. They should be able to, yes, they can do that. And one last thing, I always forget this. If this is how they're coming in, going out, we'll have a path like that. Let's just make those stairs right now. Yeah, don't worry about that last little bit, apparently. Why did you stop digging there? Oh, because you wanted to dig there. Sure, whatever. Whatever. Dwarves will be dwarves. I can just cover this over with a hatch later. It'll be no problem. Let's take this down one more. That'll expose it to here. I can build. Ooh, might have to dig out one or more things here because the stairs will come down right here. Yeah, one more needed right there. I'm gonna get rid of this. There. Let's build the stairs up. Shale blocks. That'll connect. And then we can also build the wall. Shale block there. Shale blocks there. Might as well do a shale block there. I'm going to dig out the tunnel right there for future expansion. And I need a floor here. Why did I dig that out exactly? Who knows? Alright, let's do a real floor. Maybe I didn't feel comfortable with the sand floor. That's what I'm gonna claim. No access. Perfect. Construct floor. So then I'll do this. And I'll cancel construction for the center one, which will give me the room for the well. They'll block this off. They'll block this off, but they'll have the stairs, hopefully. Yes. So they still have access to there. They can get this shale block out of there, which they'd better. I can fill this with water. This will be future expansion if I need it. Very good. Oh, he apparently got blocked in there and fell asleep in the tunnel. When you wake up, you can get yourself out. All right, it's coming right along. And I hope your fort is coming along as well and going better than mine. See you next time. Goodbye.